Welcome to the introduction of my automated internet speed and latency tester, or more easily known as JDast. In this introduction I shall give a general overview of JDast and go over a few of the interesting features. After installing and running JDast, it is by default set up to work for most people. Let's try running a manual test with JDast in default configuration. JDast starts by checking for an internet connection, the WAN, and a local connection, the LAN, then obtains your public IP, then tests for your ping, packet loss and jitter. It then goes on to your download speed and finally your upload speed. Let's just let it finish this test for a moment. If you have just installed JDast, then after the first test you will have just one bar showing on the graph. If you hover over the graph, you'll see a little pop-up showing the results for the particular test you hover over. As an automated speed tester, you'll want to set the cycle time for each test. This is set here. There is a zoom slider here and a time slider here. You can add notes to individual test results. You can hide and show individual result types by clicking on the legend bar. This does not turn them on or off from actually being tested, it's just a way to see things more clearly on the graph. This is the averages window. It shows all your current results averaged out by the hour of the day. These are my download averages, and as you can see I have a slight dip during a portion of the day. But it's not bad in my case. I have had much worse with other service providers. If you click on the hour label here, you can get a breakdown of all the data points for that hour. Here are very basic averages. You have a view of all your results along this side here. You can also access this data by clicking on the CSV button. The actual CSV file is stored in your documents in a folder called Speed Tester. The layout and colours of the graph can be changed in the display window. There is a built-in real-time throughput meter called Netmon. This shows throughput of your chosen network adapter and is quite handy for diagnosing what is actually going on in real time. Here we have some basic diagnostic tools. Let's go through a few of the more interesting features of JDast. The download test has a default list of test URLs that you can use. Some of these may be unavailable now, but most are still working. You can add any downloadable file that you have access to, either from a public source or from your own servers. You add or remove test URLs from the actual test list in this area. Remove by selecting and pressing the remove button, and add by finding your chosen URL in this drop down, which shows the full test URL list. JDast can test from just a single source or from multiple sources. Just add as many as you wish. This tick box allows you to choose if you want to test download by either a single thread or multiple threads. If you have multiple test URLs in the test list and you select multiple threaded, it will download from all of the URLs at the same time. If you have multiple test URLs in the test list and you untick the multiple threading box, then JDast will test each URL in turn and then use the best result. The upload test is by default set to use our servers. However, you can set it up to use your own servers. Just untick the use default server tick box and fill out the information in this area. You can use multi-threaded upload tests, but this is only available if you're using your own servers. I'm sorry here, but we struggle to afford the default upload servers for the thousands of uploads we have a day, and often come close to our maximum amount of simultaneous connections. Allowing multi-threads for general use would exponentially increase our users' connections. A handy feature of JDast is the No Testing tab. Here you can set circumstances where you would not want a speed test to be taken. Here you can specify a list of executables that when running will stop JDast from running any automatic tests. For example, if you don't want a test running when you're playing a game, then just add that game's exe to the list. Just go through the program files folder and find the exe of the game you're looking for and click on it and it'll add it to the list there. Here you can also ask JDast to check your current throughput before running a test. If your throughput, either up or down, is above your set level, then the test is automatically cancelled. On the Communications tab you can set up email warnings of low test results. You can also have JDast email you on a regular interval. Remote JDast is a method of setting up JDast on a remote computer and having access to the results data from elsewhere. You set up an FTP connection to your server here, select what you want it to upload. You can upload the CSV, which enables you to view the remote results. You can upload the error log, that speaks for itself. And you can also upload a thing called a tag. The tag is a PNG of the mini graph shown here. This can be used for a quick glance of the remote graph and can also be embedded into other things like forums, blogs, emails, etc. I like to use mine as a signature on forums. The benefit of this is that it's a real-time picture. The graph will show up-to-date info every time the forum/blog is visited. JDast can be set up to wake a sleeping or hibernating computer 1 minute before testing. It can also be set to send the computer back to sleep or hibernate directly after finishing a test. Please note, this send to sleep or hibernate function will only happen if there has been no user input for a couple of minutes. JDast can also be run as a service. This means it will be running in the background at all times, even without a user being logged on to the computer. This has been tested to work on XP and Windows 7, however I cannot guarantee that it will work for other OSs. This concludes my introduction of JD's Auto Speed Tester. Please see my other videos for more detailed tutorials of other individual functions. Thank you for your visit.